800-823-5826.
Oh, this is interesting.
800-823-5826. That's 800-823-5826.
Out-of-date carpet giving you the blues? Tired of your old dingy and broken tile? Let my friends at the Floor Store in Cleveland, Texas give your home the makeover it deserves. This is Old Taco Joe coming to you for the Floor Store. Whether it's carpet, tile, wood flooring, or real wood laminate, the Floor Store can cover all of your flooring needs. Located at 405 West Henderson Street in Cleveland, Texas, owner Brent Harris can help. Shower tile, tub surrounds, even backsplashes. Give them a call today at 817-641-9444. The Floor Store, they got you covered.
You're listening to Joco Community Radio.
Hello, Jobfather Nation. Welcome to this Friday, the 17th of February's edition of the Jobfather. Joco Community Radio is proud to be the voice of Johnson County, Texas, and is live 365 on the TuneIn Radio Network. We're proud to be associated at the Jobfather with Joco Community Radio. And to listen or watch, just simply go to tuneinjoco.com to choose where and how. The Joco Community Radio app is also available for free on both Android and iOS devices / platforms. Just go into the store, search Joco Community Radio, download the app, and listen to Joco's wonderful lineup and more. This episode and more brought to you by Patriot Claims, making your insurance work for you. Before we get started, as we do have a jam-packed, exciting show today with some wonderful guests, and we will be able to deeply impact the job search community, let's bow our heads for a quick word of prayer. What do you say, Foster?
Let's do it.
All right. Dear Heavenly Father, we're just so privileged to be here to help other people. Please utilize this show and our platform to open doors and help propel people forward in their career transition and or job search. To you be the glory. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Well, Foster, tell us a little bit about our amazing lineup and all the exciting things we've got going on today.
Well, we do have a lot of exciting things. I am back, you guys.
Yay!
Last week I was out. I guess I was playing hooky or something last week. I don't know. No, we had our Frisco HR last night. Thank you. Last week we also had the relaunch of our Frisco Connect, and that was really, really exciting. So, guys, it will be the 7th of March will be our next one. We're once a month now, and get ready on the 7th of March, because here in the next couple of weeks, we're going to be sharing a lot of information with you guys about how to join us and all that stuff. We are back in person only. We take a video of everything that's going on at Frisco Connect, and then we put it on LinkedIn a little bit later on. So you guys can go to LinkedIn and pull up Frisco Connect and see all of our stuff that we have on there.
Yeah.
So I'm excited because I've got my buddy Sally with us today.
Hey, Sally.
Hi. Hi, Foster.
Hey, Sally. And guys, Sally is she's a business analyst over at Wells Fargo. And she has been around for quite some time. And one thing that I really like, you guys want to take into consideration, Sally has been at Wells Fargo for almost 4 years now.
Mm-hmm.
And well, actually, you've been there 5 years, haven't you?
Well, yeah, did a little contracting too.
Yeah. And it's a shame that I have to be excited about that, because I remember a time where if you were only at a company for 5 years, we recruiters couldn't even submit you to the hiring manager. They're like, oh, she hasn't been there very long. But
Right.
now, oh my God, if you've been somewhere for 5 years in this day and time, there you go. So that is Sally Binnix, you guys, Binnix. Check her out on LinkedIn. Sally has been a part of the network for a long time. We want to talk about some of the neat things that Sally has done, and she's got involved in other things, and how the network has served her. And then we got a pretty cool little program that she's going to tell us about that at towards the end of her telling us about all the things that she's going to share with us about the network. So, Sally, take it away.
All
Tell us what
right.
you want us to know.
Well, Foster, you and I met, oh gosh, it's been
Oh
about
my God.
almost 10 years ago.
Uh-huh.
I was coming out of my second layoff. When you're beholden to the price of a barrel of oil,
Oh
technology
God.
projects are the first ones to go.
Uh-huh. They are.
And at that time, I discovered the only people I had in my network were people that I had worked with or I
Ah.
had met at an industry conference. And so
Uh-huh.
I made a deliberate attempt to go outside of that. And as an introvert, it was not my strength to walk into a room sight unseen, not knowing anybody. But it's folks like you and many others that make us feel welcome on that first day, show us the ropes, and help us integrate. And that's truly what is a great foundation.
It is a wonderful foundation. Guys, we want you guys to know we talk about this network all the time. And a number of you guys that are not from around here in DFW, or you might not be from a place that has a great, grand, and glorious network like we have here in Atlanta and here in Phoenix and Chicago and Minneapolis, Minnesota. Those are just a few. There are other places. Guys, we want you to know that when you lose your job, there's somewhere you can plug into. It doesn't matter where you are. I want to tell you guys one of our biggest values in the job search is called South Lake Focus Group. That's where I got started with this whole idea of helping all you guys with my background and Dana's background. Me and Dana got the same background, and we know what's going on the other side of the fence. We work for the corporations. We have been the people that have hired you guys, and so Dana and I figured, well, we got a bunch of job seekers. This whole thing started around
Joco
probably,
Live Radio Caller.
yeah, 2008. Um,
Joco Live Radio Caller.
we had I don't know if you guys can hear
Joco
that, but
Live Radio Caller.
Yeah, that's
that's
weird.
kind of weird.
Joco Live Radio Caller.
Technology. So we had,
Joco
you
Live
guys
Radio
remember
Caller.
that Thursday in 2008 where everybody seemed to get laid off. And so all of a sudden you had a lot of people that were looking for a job. So how do we get these people together and get them the information that they need to know in order to find the proper companies, how to communicate with those companies to get an opportunity to talk with them about these opportunities that they have that I may be a fit for. And so Dana and I have been
Yeah.
hot at that. As Sally said, I met her years ago and Sally became part of it. And we are here. And the first part of this show each week is to tell you guys about what's going on and how you can fit in. And I love it when I see Sally
Joco Live
because
Radio Caller.
Sally's one of those people that I like to refer to.
Joco Live Radio
And
Caller.
so what we want to do, guys, I want you guys to go
Joco
to
Live Radio Caller.
southlakefocusgroup.com. Let me
Joco
say
Live
that
Radio
again.
Caller.
southlakefocusgroup.com.
Joco
Go
Live
check out
Radio
that
Caller.
website. It will tell you everything you need to know about joining us at South Lake Focus Group on Thursday mornings at 8 o'clock. I want to tell you guys about another website that you can go to, a couple of them actually, to find places to join in. careerdfw.org
Yeah.
Yes.
is one place, and it is a navigational type of website, guys, where you can find out what's going on in DFW. Now, I know everybody don't want to move to DFW. We're just being all uppity about DFW right now, aren't we? But you know what, guys? South Lake Focus Group, Frisco Connect, and other places are places that you can chime into to get good information about how to find a job. You can hear from people, speakers. People talk about all the tools that we use in job search and all that sort of thing. At all of these meetings, the RUMC group and what that stands for in Atlanta. Hey, folks in Atlanta.
Hey.
It is the Roswell United Methodist Church has a big network for the Atlanta area, guys, and there are offshoots. There are general networking groups like what we're talking about with South Lake Focus Group and Frisco Connect here. But you know what? There are special interest groups. And what I mean is, if you're in IT, you probably want to network with the IT folks so you guys can understand all those acronyms and all that stuff that you guys have in your world.
Oh,
There is
Foster,
a
you have lots of acronyms in your HR
God,
world
I
too,
got
so don't give
I've,
us that much grief.
I've created a lot of stuff. Yeah, yeah, I had to pick on Sally. But you know what? We've got HR that meets, and we meet on Zoom, guys. So you can't say, "Oh, that's in Dallas. I can't go." No, you can go. We're on Zoom. That's a wonderful tool that has actually existed before the pandemic, but boy, did it get popular after the pandemic. And so, guys, we have you will find all of this information, the Zoom links, all of that stuff on careerdfw.org. Now, there's a sister website called careerusa.org. On that website, you will find places in other parts of the United States that you guys can go and physically join these people. And a lot of them are hybrid as well. These groups, we got that hybrid word in job search now, but a lot of these, I guess you could call them career management groups, are on Zoom as well as in person. So if you live close, hey, it's always better. We know that it's always better to shake hands and kiss babies so you can go out and do that. Now, Sally, you are part of a service that we have here in Dallas Fort Worth called the Pit Crew. Am I correct about that?
Yes,
Tell us about the
Awesome.
tell us a
Yeah.
little bit about the Pit Crew.
yeah, the Dallas Pit Crew. Pit stands for Practice Interview Team. And I have been both a member and a volunteer panelist on this in this group. So what we do is, if you have a job that you want to apply for, we can get set together a panel for you to practice. It might be a job that you really have applied for and have an interview. It might be your ideal job, and so it is a sort of a typical job description of your ideal job. Submit that uh, job description and resume, and our team will put together a panel. I liken the Pit Crew to a theater production. No
Uh,
theater troupe goes into opening night without having had a dress rehearsal. And the Pit Crew is your dress rehearsal.
that's right.
And many people have come out of the Pit Crew have said the Pit Crew interview was harder than the actual interview.
Now that I
That's
believe.
great. That is great. That
Now,
will really help if they can go through scenarios that are tougher, harder, and make them dig deep
mhm.
and apply what they're learning as far as healthy interview techniques, then that is just going to make them all the more successful with their interviews with actual employers.
Yep. And
You know,
and
you
we
prepared
really
to take.
push the STAR story format,
Yeah.
which
I
is
What's
love
that,
so
it.
Sally?
important. The STAR story is your situation, task, actions, and results. And of
Okay.
Uh-huh.
course, the
Yeah.
results are the most important part. And that helps, past performance is a predictor of future success.
Hmm.
And if you can show, it may not be a one-to-one, I've done that exact thing, but if you can show something similar that you were successful at, those transferable skills are crucial.
Yeah, we do have a lot of transferable skills that kind of get looked over sometimes, guys. Because now I'm not saying anything bad about Sally's world, but we have a whole lot of technology, guys, and that technology is a wonderful tool. But it is a
Yeah.
tool, guys. It will get us to a people, a person in a
Yes.
particular place that we might want to connect with. But then we have to be humans after that part. We have
Yeah.
to know how to build those. What's my word, Dana?
Relationships.
That's what I'm talking about.
Relationship.
That's what I'm talking about. I haven't
That's
seen a
right.
thing in life that a good relationship can't build a bridge over some problems that we have. It really
That's
is
very
that
true.
way. And so, that Pit Crew, guys, is really, really Miss says you missed the creepy close up. No, I did it, Miss. But uh, that's kind of me and Dana's little thing there.
Yeah.
But you know, guys, you know how it is when you feel prepared for something, you go in with confidence.
Yes.
And you know what? Uh, Myself and Dana are recruiters, and what we do is connect you guys to people that are going to hire you. In my case, I have been the hiring manager before. A number of times. So I'm going to hire those people that are confident about what they're telling me. I'm going to hire those people that have experience doing what it is that I'm looking for you to do, or my hiring manager. So those are the things that we're going to focus on in an interview, guys. Remember, when you go on an interview, we're here to talk, but what we're here to talk about, we're not here to talk about Dana and her drag racing dad. We're here to talk about you and how you fit this particular opportunity, guys, especially people like Sally, because Sally is in IT anyway, and she's a business analyst. So she analyzes a lot of that. Ought to tell you that Sally's IQ is pretty high, y'all. And we got to talk apples and oranges and oranges.
Oh, yeah. That's
So
important.
I want to tell you guys about another wonderful job search value that I've learned. I would like to tell you guys to go to, oh, there's Rex Salad with us. Cool. Good morning, Rex.
Hey, Rex.
I'd like to tell you guys to go to transitionmasters.org. That's another site. It's a lot of coaches that are out of the Tampa Bay area. And see, y'all, if you go down there and you get have some fun down there in the good weather, and you can go fishing and all that stuff. Okay, I gave away my secret. So if you go to transitionmasters.org, you will see a place where you can submit your resume, and there are pretty famous coaches from around
Yeah.
all around the United States that join us there, and you can get some time with a coach. You can we break out into groups, uh, and um, and we talk to coaches that will. Now you got to take your thick skin, because these are coaches, and they're going to tell you stuff that you probably have not heard before. But you got to be ready, and I love that, because if somebody is going to be honest with Foster and tell me what I got to do to get that job that I'm looking to get, those are the people that I want to get with, guys. Now, the time of Transition Masters each Monday at 5:30 Eastern time. It's 4:30 Central time here.
AM or PM?
It is, well, what'd you think? I'm gonna leave that to you guys.
I hope PM.
Yes, it is, Sally. Thank you very much. And it is, guys, it's a Zoom. And we'll get on that Zoom, and you guys know how much coaches can cost. An individual coach can cost quite a bit of money. And so, you know what? You get some time with coaches. You get a chance to talk to multiple coaches, actually. And there is a calendar, guys, on the website, on the transitionmaster.org website, and you can see what is going to be the topic of focus each Monday. And I have spent time, probably the last 3-4 months, and I have found it to be a really, really strong value. And I just want to tell you guys about it. Now, Sally, you are part of other organizations. What is it? APD.
So yeah,
Help me with that. I can never
ABTP.
get. Yeah.
Yeah, the
Tell us
Association
about it.
for Business Technology Professionals here in DFW.
Okay. Now, why should job seekers get interested in that?
Well, for one thing, when you go to a professional organization, whatever your industry or job type, you hang out with people who are employed.
That's right.
And hiring managers.
Ah.
So again, back to building relationship. When we met and I didn't have a really big network, I found a professional organization for technologists in town, and I joined and walked into my first meeting sight unseen. Was not invited. And that was a very hard thing for me to do. But I recognized that I needed to meet people. And so I've met some really great people, but I didn't go saying, "Hey, are you hiring? Can I have a job?" I went in saying, "I want to learn, and how can I help?" So it's that give before you get.
That's right.
And I've been on the board for a number of years now, and we're growing, and we're going to have another meeting here next week. We'll be having happy hour in Addison.
Oh, that's exciting.
Addison.
Yeah.
You know, every time I think of Addison, I think about food because, oh my God, they got all those
Yep.
restaurants over.
They do.
Restaurant row.
They've got a lot of good restaurants for sure. Yeah.
They got a lot of good. I used to work in Addison for a couple of my past opportunities that I was an employee at. It was pretty cool being over there in Addison. Now, guys, I want to share
And
another.
also, Foster,
Go.
one of your good friends, Craig Bohall.
Craig Bohall.
We have
Craig.
ABTP has a networking group for those in transition, and Craig leads that up. And every other month, he does a recruiting fair, and he brings in 10 to 20 recruiters, and you have 5 minutes to shine with
That's right.
multiple recruiters.
That's right. We have a big family of us recruiters that we get out there, and we want everybody to know, hey, yeah, we're looking to hire, but we'll also connect you, and glad to connect you with other recruiters, other ideas and things in your job search according to what it is that you're looking for. I think it carries a great value. That's my word today, is value, I guess, Dana.
Yes.
Absolutely. And Sally, I am really, my screen keeps doing something crazy. So you guys, if it's doing something crazy on y'all's end, it's not my fault. So you know what, guys, one thing about this is when you get out amongst people, and I'm going to be a big proponent of that, when you get out amongst people and you get to shake hands and hug people and shake hands and kiss babies. That's what I like to say. There's no babies.
Yeah, shake the babies and kiss
Every once in a while. We'll have a baby, and babies are so cute. Everybody wants to hire them for just about everything. But you know what? If you get out, guys, you will meet people. You will be surprised. I do not want, guys, job search, and Dana and I talk about this all the time. We don't want your job search to become too mechanical. The technology is a wonderful addition. It helps us. It is a wonderful tool for us to use. But guys, we still got to get out, and we got to. Hey, when you see the baby, kiss the baby. Come on now. And
when you see the baby, kiss the baby.
Kiss the baby. That's right.
It's
Hug
supposed to be kiss hands and shake babies.
Guess, is that what it is? Hug the mama. And I'm sorry about that, you guys. I thought I had silence.
Yep. Foster's popular.
If you heard that, then that's my fault. Okay. But get out, guys, amongst people. You will meet the Sally Binnixes of the world. You will hear about companies that are hiring. You will hear about how people, some other job seekers that are doing something that you might not have thought about, kind of thing, in your job search. It's absolutely wonderful. But I don't want to run out of time before I talk to Sally and let Sally tell us about a wonderful program for veterans.
Yes. So I recognize that I work for Wells Fargo, and I am speaking as an employee and not as an official spokesperson of Wells Fargo. And so there's many opportunities if financial services is in your in your future for various diversities. One of them is for veterans. Wells Fargo has always been a huge supporter of veterans and hired veterans. And there's currently opening an apprenticeship program for veterans who are transitioning. And if you go out to the Wells Fargo recruiting website, you will find those multiple types of internship / transition type programs. One is for veterans. One is for neurodiversity because technology is definitely recognizing that various mental illnesses actually provide a different way of thinking to a problem and a challenge and how to think about it. So really excited about the neurodiversity programs that our technology organization is sponsoring and supporting. And then there's also a really big one for stay-at-home moms who are transitioning back to the workforce. And so I'm super excited about that particular cohort.
Stay-at-home moms. Well, there's a lot. I'm gonna see what Dana's face looks like when I say this, but guys, we have lightened up, and when I say we, I mean the folks that hire people and the recruiters. We are not so hard on resumes that have a time lapse between jobs in them anymore because of the dynamics
Because of
that we've been
COVID.
through in the last. So yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So guys, there are a lot of things in job seekers. There are a lot of things to stick your bottom lip out about and say, I can't do. Well, you know what, guys? You can't do anything if you don't get out and build those relationships to help you get there where you need to get. You'll be surprised if you come out. Now, a number of us are on Zoom, as I mentioned earlier. We're hybrid, but Zoom is absolutely wonderful. There will be somebody that will say something on that Hollywood Squares screen like we have right now.
Yeah.
Somebody will say something that'll have affinity and it will have their name there. Make sure and connect with them on LinkedIn. And when they're connected, guys, make sure you spend a little time talking with those people. If you're in the same city, you might want to go to coffee. Now, you might want to go to barbecue. Barbecue really good,
I know.
You know how Foster thinks.
You guys knew I was going to say that. But there's a number of things, guys, that we don't know. And the news is not going to tell us. And, we see a lot of ideas come by us on LinkedIn. If that idea looks interesting, look into that kind of thing. But guys, anytime you get a chance to meet face to face with somebody, do that. Absolutely do that. Because in the midst of, let's just take South Lake Focus Group as an example. Now, South Lake Focus Group we have grown now. We're up to I think we're 70 people now. And it took us a long time, guys, as we travel through the pandemic and all the mindset that is left with people and people that work for companies and companies that hire people from the pandemic. We are grown, and we're grown into a nice organization again. And so we're there. Go to South Lake Focus Group. If you can come visit us, definitely do that. Dana, I think I hear music. So we will come back with more Sally. If Shnanon is not with us, Shnanon may be out there lurking around somewhere. We'll get that fixed. And we will continue with Sally. We thank you, Sally.
Oh,
thanks, Sally. We'll see you in a minute. We'll see you on the other side of the commercials.
Sounds good.
I go to Cleveland, Texas. Just a couple blocks off the square, they got Loafing Dog. They got the Neely Dog, the Mary Sunshine Dog, the Casey Dog, and the Shirley Dog. Why, they even got the Pacer Dog, the Brooklyn Dog, and the Jim Dog. Can't forget the Shane Dog, or the Joy Dog, and the Monty Dog. I like that fool. The Nakia Dog and the Braxton Dog round things off. Why, they even got a kids menu too.
Loafing Dog, 208 East Chambers Street, Cleveland, Texas. Lunch, catering, or takeout, plus outdoor seating. Phone numbers 817-556-1040.
This is Wilford Brimley. And don't forget, Loafing Dog won't give you diabetes.
Hey, there's something you forgot to do. It sure is hot. Are you sweating like a dog? Wait, what? Dogs don't sweat. Oh no, you forgot to get your window tinted. Whether it's the kitchen window that sits in the sun for the hottest part of the day, or you just got new wheels, call Sharp Window Tinting in Burleson, 817-615-9379, or look them up on the web, sharpwindowtint.com.
Fast Track Student Loans can get your student loans out of default, stop any wage garnishments, stop collection calls, and stop seizure of your tax refund. Give yourself a break. Stop the stress and get your student loan payments down to as little as $25 a month based on what you can afford to pay. 800-709-4395, 800-709-4395, 800-709-4395, 800-709-4395.
Joco Community Radio. Listen live at tunein.com.
Welcome back, Jobfather Nation. We are ready to navigate the second half of our show. We heard some exciting things from Sally in the first half. Hopefully more to come in the second half. Just keep in mind, there are a few additional organizations out there hiring. If you go to CarisLifeSciences.com, they hire both in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, in Phoenix, and then sales and clinical affairs in the oncology space throughout the U.S. And Galderma, pharmaceutical company in the dermatology space. I work with Galderma. They are hiring different roles. Our headquarters is here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, but there are some positions that allow remote work. And there are some positions up near the Boston area, as well as sales and clinical affair type roles through the U.S. It is a global company, so there are roles pretty much throughout the globe. But definitely check those two websites out. We definitely want to bring organizations to you that we know are hiring.
Absolutely. We'll
yeah. So with
do that, yeah.
Yeah. So with that being said, so Foster, set us up for a little bit about what we can expect in the second half, our game plan for the second half of this show.
You know, you just reminded me of something, Dana, and I'm glad that you usually do. And Dana is better at this than I am. So we're gonna bear it with Foster. We're gonna hang in there with him. Guys, if you are a project manager and you are in the Fort Worth Metroplex, Fort Worth side of the Metroplex, I'll put it that way, you do not have to be a PMP. There's a wonderful company that has a remote project manager opportunity right now, in which a really, really good friend of mine is the hiring manager. So if you are a project manager, let's talk about it. Email me, and of course, link in with me, guys. Foster Williams, and the Jobfather will pop up, so you know you'll have the right Foster Williams. There's not a lot of us anyway, thank God. But let's talk about it. My phone number, everything is on my LinkedIn profile. Something else that I suggest that job seekers do. Now, I know a lot of times you ladies have to be a little bit more sensitive than we do. So you might want to get a Google number assigned to your job search, and you might want to have that out there, because when Dana and I are find you and want to talk to you because we've got an immediate opportunity open, we want to get to you before somebody else gets to you. Oh my goodness. You know?
Yep.
And so we will send you an email, but I would rather not wait on you to get home from your vacation to hear from you on email. I want to get to you right away, and we can talk, and I can get on your radar right away with my opportunity. It might be the right thing, but there are a number of companies, guys, a couple of companies that I worked for in the past. I won't bring up names because I'm not here to slander. I don't want Mez to fire me. And so there are a number of companies that have a multiplicity of vendors that help them find people, and you might get a call from different recruiters from different companies about the same job. And we see that a lot. And you're like, oh my God, who do I go with? Well, you go with whoever has a relationship. There's my word, Dana. You go with whoever has there it is. There it is. See, Sally, we do the weird stuff every time I say that word, just about. So
Mez is on, everybody. Say hi to Mez. Mez,
hey, Mez.
You're a speaker. We can't hear you, dear.
Unmute yourself. So anyway, I'll go back to, I'll try to finish quickly what I was talking about. So guys, we want to have those numbers out there so that we can, so Dana and I and other recruiters can get to you immediately. I think that makes sense. Ladies, go to Google, assign yourself a Google number, and let that be the number that you share on your LinkedIn profile, guys. These numbers need to be on your LinkedIn profile so we know where to get you, or we know where to find you. Okay. Maz?
Hear me now?
Yay!
Yeah,
we got
Maz, welcome to the second half of the Jobfather, girl.
I found my voice. Praise God.
We got Sally with us
thank
today.
you.
And now we got Maz, because this show, guys, it should be, but we want folks to know what they can expect from the network, and what people that have been in the network successfully have done, some of the observations that you guys have had. And Mez does this. She is our official Frisco Connect lady that does that. So, Mez, is there something that you would like to share with the job seekers that we haven't talked about? That's so much that we haven't talked about so far. We only have an hour.
Lord, where do I get started, Foster? One, it works. I'm a testimony to that. God is good, and I am an alumni of this group and groups, the Pit Crew, South Lake Focus, Frisco Connect, you name it. I went through it. HR. By the way, you don't have to be in HR to join the HR group. I am a biochemical engineer by education, 10 years oil and gas, and then I got laid off in 2019, got re-overeducated, re-over-certified through the network, and I got the tools to do that, to do a huge career transition because of this network. I wouldn't know what to do, and I didn't have to pay for any of it because of the resources that I found out about through this network. So it does work. Please hang in there. This is not just a job seeking network. This is not just a professional network. We are a lifeline to everybody. And that's what a lot of the I mean, Sally, you could probably attest to this. Dana, I know you can. Foster, I know you can. We are a family. We are a group. Everybody's going through the exact same thing. And you just need to know that you're not alone, right? Like, yes, we're professional. Yes, we do resume stuff. Yes, we do LinkedIn stuff. Yes, we do all this wonderful education. But we have that human element to it. Yeah. Right? You don't hire a piece of paper, right, Foster? Right, Sally? Right, Dana?
Absolutely.
You don't hire that piece of paper. You bring in the people to go, okay, are you creepy? Or are you as good as I think you are on paper? So they hire people, not the piece of paper. So you can be glorified all you want on that piece of paper, but they hire the person. So we are here as a lifeline and a support group as much as a networking group. So please remember that. And I am a testimony to the success and the wonderfulness of this group. We are international. We're not just national, we're international.
That's true.
Have the resources. So use us. Don't be shy. Use us.
Sorry, that was my dog talking.
You people that don't live in the United States, y'all know United States people are crazy. So join in with us anyway. Put up with us.
Love us.
Rex, guys, you guys can see Rex's question. Can you see it?
Yeah, I was going to say, why don't we talk a little bit about Rex's question? If you're in a group of over 200 people you don't know, what's a great ice-breaking technique? I think we could kind of round table this and everybody give a response. I can start by saying, what I typically like to do, since I know that I'm there networking, and it is specifically a networking capacity, I like to introduce myself and in the spirit of networking and kind of and ask them a little bit about their background and what kind of opportunities they're looking for. And then they'll open up to you and share a little bit about them. Then you can share a little bit about yourself, and you might even know people. And that's a good way to really just have a casual, simple, black and white conversation for the purpose of why you're there. So that's one thing I enjoy doing. How about you, Mez?
I can talk to a brick wall if it would talk back. So that's not necessarily my, it's the truth. Dana, you don't have the issue as well. But for people like Foster, believe it or not, everybody, Foster is an introvert. So I can imagine going up to some, he came out of his shell. We're trying to shove him back in, but not true. But as far as icebreakers, I like to do, like I said, the human aspect of it. So do you have a dog? How can you relate to somebody? Asking a question like, if you can tell somebody's really uncomfortable or you don't know what to say, go back to your childhood and how would you start a conversation when you were a kid? Hey, do you want to play? Don't do that. That's really creepy. Don't do that. But,
do you have a dog?
No. Do you have a dog? Do you have kids? What's your family? Like, just be relatable, be humanized and relatable, and then the natural needs of people will come out. Your what you're looking for, and sometimes you don't know what you're looking for. I'm an octopus on skates, we call it. I have many different talents in many different industries, and I didn't know what the heck I was looking for. So sometimes talking to somebody going, you know what? I never considered that. And I never knew what was out there. So changing careers, is that something you're into? Changing locations. Just humanize yourself, Rex. I know you're good at this, and great question. Thank you. But ice breaking techniques, just be human, and the rest will come naturally.
Yeah.
Well, Sally, what about you? What did you do,
The
or you
questions that
still do?
I rely on when I'm walking into a large room. And one is professional and one is personal. On the professional side, sometimes I'll ask, what is the most interesting project you're working on right now? And I leave that specifically vague because it might be a home improvement project you're working on at
Right.
home, or
Yeah.
it might be a cloud migration you're doing at work. It could go either way. And on
I
the
like that.
personal, yeah, and then on the personal side, you're like, what do you do when you're not at work?
Ah,
So that
I
really
love it.
gets into their loves and their passions and where
Yes.
their
that
heart
does.
is.
Yeah.
And that's built
Oh, I love
that's how you
that.
build a relationship.
Love
That's
it,
right.
Sally.
I'm an
See, we got to have
astronomer,
Sally
and
on more.
if you guys join me on Facebook, you'll see all this astronomy stuff and muscle cars and all. And you know what? That's telling you a little bit about Foster. But
Yes,
the
it
one
is.
things that I do when you guys just say you're on a Zoom and you got 20
Yeah.
people on a Zoom, there is somebody, either if you're a Sally Binnix, there might be somebody that's in IT that talks about something or ask a questions about the IT that gives Sally an affinity to want to meet that person. Maybe you'll ask a couple of questions to that person. You can private text them on Zoom, or you get their phone number and talk to them after. There will always be a person of interest. That's just the way God made us. There might be a dude you think that just looks cool, and he's got a cool name. And now I told you guys that I'm a nerd, so a lot of things attract me to certain people, and I'm not trying to be weird when I use that attract word, guys. We're talking about jobs. We're talking about people that are networking. We know why we're there. We know it is a job seeker networking event. We know what we're there for.
Yeah.
So let's connect with the people that we kind of got an affinity to want to connect with them. And we ask them questions like what all of you guys mentioned, and questions will ensue. And believe me, job search will come up. You don't even have to push for that. That's going to come up. Even if you meet somebody in a grocery store and you start talking about them, talking with them about things that they're behind and all that stuff. You get to know each other, guys. My name is Foster Williams, and oh my goodness, and this is what's going on. Well, Foster, what do you do for a living? Oh, there we go. So give it an opportunity, guys. Give it an opportunity. We're not all as gregarious as Foster and Dana and Maz, but you know what? Just give it an opportunity. At the very least, get out amongst people where people are. And if we're out of
Yes.
a job, hey, we got the big. You probably can cut us in half, and we're one of the largest job seeker networking organizations in the country.
We
And
Yes.
are. We are the largest. So, I
we
mean,
are global.
where can
We
you go
are
wrong?
global. Dennis in Belgium, I know you're watching, buddy. Chime in, because I told you that I was going to talk about you. So one of my famous, he doesn't say he's famous, but one of my fabulous recruiter buddies is in Belgium, and his name is Denis, and I can't pronounce his last name. Dennis, I still haven't gotten good with your last name, but guys, when you do this, you will meet people from all over. Now, I
Yes.
haven't met anybody yet from the moon or Venus. Uh, Jupiter, no, Jupiter said no. But I told you guys I was
Squirrel.
an amateur astronomer. I'm a guy that I can put you guys to sleep in record time. So Rex, that is my answer to your question. I suggest that you guys connect on LinkedIn with Rex Sowit. You see his last name there,
Yep.
Saoit. Honestly, guys,
Rex is amazing.
he is probably oh my God, this guy is why I do this. Honestly, he was one of the first people that allowed me to join his family of job search help folks, and people just come out of the woodwork. You'd be surprised what
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah.
And we've got Sally right here with us. Sally's been in the men network for over 5 years, and she hadn't
Yeah.
run her way yet.
Yeah.
And there's good food involved at
Yeah.
times as well.
Yes, there is.
See how I
Hey,
slowed down
Sally.
to say
Foster hasn't.
Yeah.
Foster
Hey,
hasn't eaten
Sally,
yet.
you know
So.
what? Yeah, Sally, I'd love to hear more. So you brought up some really good techniques, right?
Yeah.
In how you approach some of these networking groups. What might be really helpful for our audience? Could you share a couple examples of where you used different kind of techniques and got people talking and just to provide a little more expansion and wisdom? Because I feel that the two things that you brought to the table were very clear, very relatable, and easy to partner with someone, right? You're getting their guards down and you're getting them to talk about things that are more personal to them. So yeah, share a little more with us on some of your experiences with networking and some other tips and treasures.
Well, being the resident introvert on the team here today, it is more challenging to walk into a room.
Yeah.
And so, and some people are more introverted than others. I had a guy on my team that many years ago that he wouldn't talk about the challenges he was having on a project, but he drew little cartoon characters around, and I knew when I see those cartoon characters around the office that, okay, he was working through something and finally he would figure out the solution. So it's sort of, there's a little bit of gauging your audience.
Okay.
Okay. And it's again, back to your comment, be personable, say hi. If you see someone standing in a corner, they're as uncomfortable as you are. So being approachable, smile.
Show me your teeth.
Show your teeth,
brighten
brighten your eyes up, and shoulders back. If you're hunched over and you got your hands and you're looking down at the floor, that's not, what is only 30% of communication is verbal.
Yeah,
so
that's
those
true.
Be very conscious of those nonverbal cues, which could be hard to overcome, especially if you don't see it. Back to the pit crew, practice.
Yes.
And that's really just it. Jump in and practice, because when I first started, I approached like, I've never done this before. I'm really a rookie at this. What are you? Ask. Hey, I just walked in this room. I don't know anybody. Who do you know here? Could you make an introduction? How did you get here? And
that's good.
It just dialogues on you. It's a safe topic because you're both at the same place for the same reason, but you both came here from a different perspective and with a different goal.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the more
and you're gonna mess up.
Yeah, you're gonna mess up. Be able to laugh at yourself.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, because that
like, if you're not laughing, you're not learning. So it means
correct.
That's true.
Yeah.
And that faux pas or that funny moment could actually become a star story that interjects humor into an interview process that makes you more personable and relatable.
I don't hire people that I don't like. I don't hire people that I feel uncomfortable with. Simple as that. I don't think you guys would either.
I trip over my own shadow, people. Like, come on.
And I don't want to hire a know-it-all as well.
Yeah.
Some
Agreed.
of you guys are you guys are just qualified to the hilt. You got PhDs and some of that stuff. So the first thing I'm thinking is, okay, I want to talk to you because you got a lot of experience in the area, and advanced experience in the area that I am looking to hire for my company. I want to talk to you, see how you fit in, see if I can get along with you. Or are you a know-it-all that'll tick everybody off in my no. Like, what is it? Dikembe Mutombo. No, today.
I know
that's something interesting about the financial services industry. It's hard to break into the financial services industry if you don't have experience.
Right.
But these various recruiting opportunities are showing that they're recognizing that diversity is diversity of thought, diversity of talents, diversity of all kinds of people groups.
Yes.
Bring a better product and a better presence to the market.
Yes.
Very true.
And guys, if we're not happy at our job, that we're not going to be promoting. We're not going to be promoting it, number one, but we're not going to be performing at our ultimate if we're not happy. I don't like my boss. Guys, I talk to all kind of people. You guys know I do. And the number one thing that I talk about, okay, what'd your boss do today?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
If we can move away from I guess you say, an emotional thought building process to more, let's get back to more logic, you guys. There's some things that happen in corporate America that are that don't even make it. Come on, y'all, that don't even make any sense, And those type of companies do not retain their employees very long, and it costs a lot. Dana can tell you it costs a lot of money to hire somebody. I'm loving
it.
This.
Does. It costs a lot because it's not just the salary, but all of the ongoing benefits, health, dental, vision, 401k, any other electives, paid time off, and then the training time and the time it takes the company to get that person ramped up. It is a significant expense.
Well, and then there's also the intangibles.
Yeah.
Because there's the tribal knowledge you lost from your outgoing person. There's the, will this new person fit?
Yes.
You've got to reform the team. So there's a lot of intangibles there also.
Very much so.
And you business development people, as you bring in new companies, you bring in new clients, you are the representative of that company they started with. And, if you get ticked off at your boss and you leave that company, well, the new person that they hired to put in your spot may not be somebody that your client likes so much. So there's a lot of things that we need to keep square. Guys, come on, common sense kind of stuff. Y'all don't lose it. Don't dare lose it. Meg, you were about to say something. I'm sorry, I cut you off.
Oh, no, I'm saying equipment, talking about intangibles, but no, I love this. This is perfect gems of, like you said, common sense. Common sense is not so common. I think we all can agree with that.
Yeah, that's true.
I did have a question, and of course, squirrel. I'm going to remember the second we get off the air, of course. But I have a question. Yes. How long do companies typically take or allow for a new hire to be productive? What I'm saying, like, okay, I hired you. I hired you here, so I'm expecting you as a new employee to be beneficial to my company at a month, 2 months. How long? I never knew, and I never really asked. But how long do companies normally take to get you to be productive? If that makes sense.
Ooh, that'd be a good Rex Sowett question. I wish he was with us. Actually, I'm gonna try to get Rex with us next couple of weeks.
That'd be great.
But that is our number one answer, in my estimation, as a recruiter. Is it depends. It depends on the company, what you're doing, and who you are working with.
Working for. Yep.
Dana, you were about to jump in on that one, weren't you?
No, I was going to say, I think that'd be awesome if we got Rex in the next couple of weeks, because I think what Mez just brought up is a really good point, to get in and kind of give job seekers an idea of the mindset of the people hiring, why this is a critical hire, what they're looking into, and how they're visualizing long term can help the job seekers strategize how they approach interviews. I mean, it really can make a difference.
And Craig Fry just said something good. He said most companies want you to hit the ground running. So
very
hit the
true.
road running. So guys, what does that really mean? When you really think about it, Eric Foster with his common sense stuff going.
Very little training.
Thank you, Craig, for that question. Absolutely. Yes, we know we have experience doing what you are looking for at your company, the reason you hired me. But how do you do it at this company? I got new people that I've never worked with before that I've got to learn the personalities of and how I fix in. New software.
Well, it's also, you just learned a bunch of networking skills to go find this job. So why not apply those networking skills internally?
Common
and
sense.
find your connections. Find out who
Find
you
your
need to talk to
connections.
find that training for that new software. Who do you need to connect to?
Always find the IT guy.
Always find the IT person. Find
Yes.
the executive assistant.
Yes.
Who are
Key
those
person to
resources?
know.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Find your key
friends.
gatekeepers. Make friends with the security officer and the maintenance person.
The smartest person probably
Absolutely.
for you to make a relationship with is the administrative assistant, either the office administrative
Absolutely.
assistant or your boss's administrative assistant. You know,
Or
Rex
both.
says a study from a trusted source states that to be operational familiar with new skill takes 400 hours.
400
See, I knew
hours.
that
That's
was
correct.
a question for Rex.
I knew
Now
Rex would know.
it will vary,
Rex,
guys.
to
Now,
come on the show.
you got to use the common sense on that one, but it will vary. But that's interesting that Rex comes up with all sorts of facts like that make you think, and I love it. Rex, we love you, brother.
We can call the show
Love
with
it. And
Rex,
this is
facts and stuff.
Yeah. Rex.
Rex
Moments
is
by Rex.
facts with Rex. We're trying
Facts
to take
with
it slow
Rex.
here.
Yes, FAX with
Absolutely.
Rex. Sorry,
And Sally, you met Rex, right? When he was in the Metroplex. Did you meet Rex?
I think so.
Yeah.
I met a lot of people.
I hear music, Dana.
I hear music. Well, thank you everybody for joining the Jobfather. Thank you to Sally. We had a great time today. We will see you next week. Be blessed.
To Venus.
Bye, guys. Be blessed. Love you. Bye.
Bye.
Joco Community Radio.
If you're trying to quit drinking or doing too many drugs, listen to me. You don't know me and we'll never meet. I had a problem like you once. I drank and used to party a little too much till it got out of control and almost ruined my life. I realized I needed help to fix my problem before it totally destroyed me. If you've tried to fix your drinking and drug problem and you know you can't do it alone, you need to call the National Treatment Advisors. They'll immerse you into a 30-day program to replace your old habits with new habits and totally change your life. And if you have PPO private